What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Married to the game. Rest of the state show. I'm sorry to our Utah fans. There's just football's over and there's not enough happening for the basketball team to warrant its own show yet. That'll change come football season. Or if Utah goes on a run here. Let's start, though, with the Utah Valley Wolverines. We got Orem Kimball here. As always, the Wolverines are now 14-4, 4-1 in WAC play, back atop the standings, coming off of a 92-76 victory over in-state rival Utah Tech. Kimball, take us away on this one. What did you think about that?
Yeah, so this was going to be a big game because Utah Tech had taken the number one spot in the conference. So it was number one versus number two. And, yeah, I mean, UVU whooped them 92-76. We got to give some special shout-outs. One to our favorite, Isaac Davis, former Utah State Aggie. He put up 23 points, 6 rebounds. And then, of course, Holcomb, it was Leonhardt. He had 26 points. And so Holcomb actually had a quiet night with only 6, but those next two in line picked up the torch, and
Tyler Hendricks had 11, so I mean it wasn't. Yeah.
It was I mean obviously 92 points, very high scoring game for UVU, but very dominant. Put UVU back in the driver's seat for the tournament. They're looking at around the 12-13 seed spot, which is super exciting. UVU's never made the tournament before, and so they are on. This is the greatest UVU team of all time, and so, if you're a UVU student, this would be the time to go to the games. They're free.
Would you say that this team is better than last year's team?
Oh, yeah.
100%. They literally are last year's team plus, Isaac Davis.
And, I mean,
money.
Seriously, man, like what Kimball said, if you're a UVU student, I know some UVU students personally.
Many.
Free date night, hanging out with the boys, watching some mid-major basketball. I mean,
someone's got to protect the den.
Someone's got to protect the den. I mean, we can't do it every game,
We've
guys.
done it twice.
We've done it twice. We've done our work.
Yeah, if you're a UVU student and you haven't been more than us, I'd probably get on.
Give us your student.
There's going to be some good games coming up.
There's going to be some good games. Speaking of which, they play at home Saturday. UT Arlington, your next chance to see the Wolverines. 11-5 UT Arlington, 3-1 in the WAC, now number 2. So another 1 versus 2 game Saturday, 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Should be a fun one. I mean, Zach, what do you think about this game upcoming?
I'm looking forward to it. I think UVU leads pretty much in almost all statistics in this game. Only thing that is fairly close is the points against. So both teams are pretty good at defense, but UVU is better at scoring, passing, stealing, blocks, all of it. UVU kind of leads. With this being at home, I mean, it's not like the Den does a crazy ton because we were just getting on UVU students for not being there. So, come on, get your hind chops there. But UVU is just
hind chops there.
UVU is just a good team, and I'm sorry that I picked against them. I thought that
for shame. How dare you?
I thought that Utah Tech knew something because they beat the team that beat UVU. So I just thought it. Obviously, I was wrong. UVU showed that they're legit. And I think that they're going to be able to keep doing that with UT Arlington. Show the Mavericks their place.
I agree. I think UVU is going to beat UT Arlington easily.
Yeah. Give me UVU. I mean, this is going to be a good game. Like we were saying, it's the number 1, number 2 team in the conference. But give me UVU. I think they win again, and then, they're just going to keep rolling. I'm excited for this UVU team. They do not disappoint me.
They don't disappoint, and if they are a 13 or a 12 seed, as they're predicted, they could make some noise in March Madness. Utah basketball, coming off that loss to BYU, they just have the reverse schedule at BYU, so they go to Texas Tech tonight, 7 p.m. on Peacock, and then they play at home Saturday, 12 p.m. on TNT. Producer Eli has to get to work here in a few minutes, so we'll make this quick.
But for a full recap on the BYU-Utah game, go check out our BYU video.
Go check it out right now.
We went into depth.
So right now we went into depth there. I mean, I don't know. I don't really expect. I mean, they could beat TCU at home. They could make that one close. I don't expect anything crazy to happen at Texas Tech tonight, though. I think Texas Tech will roll them.
Yeah, I would probably say about the same. Playing at Tech will probably be hard. And they've played really good against BYU, but I think that's because
it's a rivalry.
BYU. You're at the Huntsman where it's finally packed out and lots of people there. So I think you're going to jump back over to Texas Tech and it's be a little bit of a splash of reality. But I think they can fend off well. And then they'll play TCU at home. So hopefully BYU game got people excited and it can bring people back again. But I think these next 2 games are going to be a little tough. You're going to see the streak of losing continue. But, look for those little victories in every loss still. There's always things to enjoy.
learn. I think Alex Jensen has them on the right course. And so it probably won't be this year. In fact, they might be pretty freaking bad. They've got a tough conference schedule.
I'm gonna say Utah's
start planning for next year, Utah fans.
Utah's floating right now at 8-8, so 500.
They've lost 4 straight.
Yeah, like we were kind of predicting a couple weeks ago, they're gonna dip below that tonight against Texas Tech. So they will dip below that 500. But honestly, TCU at home. Yeah, I think Utah's gonna win that game, and I think TCU's the better team. But that's going to be 5 losses in a row for Utah, and then they finally get to come back home and play a team that they can beat. And
that's true.
Terrence Brown is averaging 21.5 points a game.
Utah's really talented. Don't get us wrong. They're really talented.
And then Don McHenry is at 18.6. And so it's they've got 2 guys averaging almost a combined 40 points a game. It's those are the guys that need to carry against TCU. And hey, we were getting on UVU. Utah fans, get to the fetching Huntsman Center. What are you doing?
That is, and I don't say this to make a point here, that is genuinely one of the best places I've ever watched a game. It's an amazing venue, and so pack it out, man.
Don't be the embarrassment of the Big 12.
Pack it out, man.
To the game.
Get some people to the games.
Don't be the embarrassment of Utah.
Utah will get really good at basketball eventually again. It might be when we're old and gray, but it'll happen. And when it does happen, I don't want Utah fans to be all yeah, we love our Utes basketball. No, you don't. You're never there.
I was going to say, honestly.
Get to the arena.
If people pulled up to the TCU game like they did for the BYU game,
they can win it.
I would take Utah by a good margin.
I'm going to agree with Zach, though. I think I'm going to take Utah to go 0-2 this week. I think TCU just is maybe a little bit too good still.
I don't know, man.
I think it's ripe
for an upset.
All right, ripe for an upset. To close out, this one is going to be a little bit shorter. Devon Dampier, Utah quarterback, officially announced that he's staying at Utah. It was expected.
He did. I think the only other news that Utah football really has heard was that they signed their number 1 prospect, high school prospect from Utah, good old Salisi Moa. But he then entered the transfer portal. So
they're related.
Yeah, we'll see.
He commits to Tennessee, decommits, goes to Utah, enrolls in classes at Utah last week, and a week later he's in the transfer portal.
Yeah, so
expected to land at Michigan.
We'll watch him jump over to big old Go Blue.
Watch him be he's gonna be a freaking NFL career guy too.
That's gonna suck because he was the number
he's the best recruit.
BYU took 6 or 7 of the best recruits from Utah, and that was the one redeeming factor was we got the number 1 guy, and then he just flips it. So at least we got Dampier back.
I was gonna say that is huge because, I didn't think he would go to Michigan just because I don't think he would have started over Underwood.
If Underwood had left, he would.
Then he would have been gone. And so I was watching this, very hopeful as a BYU fan. I was like, oh, please leave, because of how good he is. He's good. So this is huge for Utah. Because he's staying, Utah will be in contention for the Big 12 again.
Yeah.
If he had left, Utah would have still gone to a bowl game and whatnot. But it's that probably just saved Utah a loss or 2 next year. And so that is huge. If you're a Utah fan, I'm sure you already understand how big of a deal that is. But
for
that is a big deal.
Entire offense is intact pretty much.
He lost his number 1 receiver who was with him at New Mexico. Ryan Davis was a senior, graduated. But we did pick up
Pagan.
That's right. Pagan is a Utah Ute now. So we'll see if they run it through him or if they keep running things through tight ends for some reason like they like to do down there in Salt Lake.
Well,
they need help at the receiver
freshman
position.
Buchanan just transferred over.
He's at Michigan now too.
So
Smith, Snowden, Michigan. They're all at Michigan.
We'll see who stays and what we can pull off, but it should be good. They've got some key pieces that they kept.
For sure.
I think Utah will be a solid again.
I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good. They'll compete. The BYU game will be close again. It always is. But yeah, if you like UVU or if you like
Oh,
Utah.
I do like UVU.
Make sure you click that subscribe button, ring the bell to see when we post.
Ding, 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 ding.
And
ding.
as always, if you know anyone else married to the game, make sure to share it with them too. We'll see you next week. We'll talk later, guys. Peace out.